The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com
We were on the break!
with Ambar Garcia, Bryan Broaddus, Nick Harris, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Friday, November 22nd, 2024, Season 20, Episode number 73. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break. We're live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. We're presented by LG. LG is the world's #1 OLED TV brand for 11 years and counting. See why at lg.com/OLED Evo. Welcome to the show. How's everybody doing today?
Excellent.
Great.
It is a Friday. We get you guys ready for Cowboys versus Commanders. We will be heading to Washington tomorrow. It is currently snowing in Washington, D.C. So,
Yes.
but it won't be by tomorrow. It'll just be nice and cool. It'll be a nice brisk day, about 50 degrees. So it'll be perfect. Perfect
I
football
just
weather.
hate that stadium.
Yeah, I know.
It's the worst.
I know. And they're actually good this time. Like, we used to go in there and they're not very good. They're actually pretty good. And we have to go deal with that stadium. So yeah. It'll be an interesting game. Lots of interesting things that we'll expect to see this Sunday. Cowboys versus Commanders.
It would be really fun. I grew up in an era where the Cowboys and the Commanders were good at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of cool when that happens because both teams, there was always a battle. And now you're dealing with the Eagles. And, we'll see with the Giants. Giants make a big move today with Daniel Jones being,
crazy that they would do that right now. But I understand it. I get it from both sides.
He's, it's really, you could see yesterday they were filming. It looked uncomfortable. He looked uncomfortable. He's doing what he has to do, but, trying to be respectful and all. And the Giants did the right thing by moving on that way. But if the Commanders and the Cowboys could be really good together, there were some times like in the 70s that this rivalry was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. And this is before social media and this was reporter asking, player, then it got back to Dallas and it got, there was that constant back and forth between these teams really didn't like each other.
The Cowboys had Crazy Ray.
Yeah, Crazy Ray. And Crazy Ray, my favorite thing was, and I have all those pennants from the 70s. Like, I actually bought pennants from Crazy Ray. When he started off selling pennants, and then he became like the unofficial kind of the cheerleader. We had the cheerleaders on the sidelines, but in the stands. Yeah. And Crazy Ray had this device that he could whistle. Like, it was, you put it on your tongue and you can make these sounds, these chirping sounds and stuff. So you could always hear him in the stadium where he was and stuff. But the Commanders had a full decked out guy, and it's funny, he always used to take like their pennant and like wipe it under his arms and wipe his face. And
that was fun.
I mean, but these two cities did not like each other at that time. And neither the football teams, but you had a guy like a George Allen who, he had a veteran team. The Cowboys were kind of a veteran team, and Tom Landry wasn't always as outspoken as George Allen was, but they're Hall of Fame coaches and players, and it made the rivalry really, really cool.
Yeah, it was an interesting time, and there's just certain franchises that it just feels right when they're good. I think that happens in college sports too,
it does.
as well as the NFL. And
it does.
And it does feel right, when you experience those years when both the Commanders and the Cowboys are good.
I miss. Well, this is really the first year with Dallas and their situation. And they've had some problems here this year, of course, but there's just teams that are, when they're good, it makes the league better. The Raiders are one of those teams. The Bears are another one of those teams. When they're going along good, it makes the league good. The Cowboys, of course. I mean, it just kind of when all those teams are going at their best, it just makes for a better league overall. And I mean, everybody loves the National Football League. Don't get me wrong, but there's certain teams when they're going along well, that it just makes the league, like I say, I miss the Raiders being good.
Yeah.
Because in the 70s when the Raiders with Al Davis and all, that was, the Cowboys never matched up with the Raiders in the Super. They were always dealing with the Steelers.
Yeah.
The Steelers were hard out. I mean, you guys went up there. You saw that fan base and all that. It's a hard in the 70s. They had just as many Hall of Fame players as you did. You know, and it was tough. I mean, it was a tough deal to have to deal with those guys.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the some of the injuries that are on the injury report for the Cowboys. Yesterday, CeeDee Lamb pops up as a did not participate. He was limited the day before, but did not participate yesterday with a back and foot. Anything we're hearing on that one?
Just still kind of waiting it out.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens today. And then, but CD has proven in the past that he's willing to fight through some things. So they're just taking a wait and see approach on this one. Last week they had the extra day because of the Monday night game. They don't have that. They don't have that luxury now. But my gut feeling is that CeeDee Lamb will play on Sunday.
Tyler Smith, Zach Martin also did not participate, either one. Zach, we've heard it's probably not likely he plays.
Yeah.
Tyler, we were thinking it's probably likely he does.
Yeah.
At this point, here's what I'd like to hear. What do you think? What do you project right now will be the starting offensive line for the Cowboys on Sunday?
Guyton, Smith, BB, Bass, and Steele.
Bass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Nick said the other day he would
Thought
put Hoffman. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I think Nick might be on something. I know they really, really love Hoffman and how smart he is. They love that aspect of him. They love how he battles and stuff. He could very well be right about that. That's I could do a little bit more research on that because I've got my pregame show to be able to have to do on Sunday morning. And so that is a good place to start. But
what would you say is the main difference between the two in the way that they play?
I think that to me, that Bass plays with more power. And I mean more power, more upper body strength, more ability with the leverage and things like that. There used to be a time with the Commanders that you had to deal with Deron Payne, and then you had to deal with Jonathan Allen. It's a little bit different with Newton, the rookie from Illinois, starting. But Payne and Newton Payne especially is a bigger, stronger type of a guy. They get really good push in the middle. Me personally, give me my strongest guys to play in the middle dealing with this team. If they were athletic guys, it's still, I think you're at a little bit of a disadvantage too with Hoffman or Bass. I don't know if necessarily either one of them are these, you would say that they were like what, you get with Smith and all that with movement and stuff. I just kind of feel like, to me, you need your stronger guys. I think that Bass physically is stronger than Hoffman. But they'll tell you that Hoffman is super smart. And you're going to get likely some blitz coming through the middle of that. So you're going to have to be able to identify. We call him a rookie center, but he's played 11 games now. I wouldn't consider him a rookie anymore. I would consider him, he's seen a lot already. And so 11 games in, him making these starts, they've got to be able to handle the middle. They can't allow this thing to turn into Frankie Louvu, the linebacker, and Deron Payne and those guys. Everybody are pushing the middle of the pocket. It's hard enough for Cooper Rush to have to deal with, the outside pressure, potentially from what they're going to see with Fowler and then also Armstrong. So, man, you got to keep the front of that pocket clean if you can. I just keep thinking about, here are the Commanders, and they struggle to stop the run. They really do. And then all of a sudden, now you're going to turn this into potentially having to throw the ball in this game. I'd love to see Trey Lance play quarterback, and this thing turns into RPO football. Handoffs, runs, quarterback pull, design run, quarterback draw. Just make Dan Quinn and Joe Witt have to defend the field, defending the run, because you play into the strength when it turns into throwing the ball. And they've struggled some, as we've talked about, with their secondary. But their secondary is improved because their pass rush has improved, but they blitz more now. Can Dallas handle the blitzes? That's going to be the key for this one.
It's interesting. Last night's game between the Browns and the Steelers, I thought had a couple different things that jumped out to me that I think are relevant for this weekend, Cowboys versus Commanders. Number one, anything can happen in division games. You saw
That's
it
true.
last night. You
Yeah.
saw two teams that were on opposite ends of the spectrums from the standpoint.
That's a bad loss
of
for
their-
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But you know, that's the thing about division games.
no,
and
yeah.
there have been times when Dallas was rolling along really well and went to go play a bad Commanders team or whatever their name was at the time.
Colt McCoy, 12-point-and-a-half underdog, and
that's exactly
Dallas
right.
took an L.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. And so that's the one thing. But the second thing that jumped out to me was you saw Pittsburgh doing a little bit of that 2-quarterback thing.
Yeah.
They had a package for Justin Fields, and Justin Fields ended up with 3, I thought, consequential runs and got him 26 yards. And I'm looking at this game and I'm saying a similar thing for Dallas in the way that if they can use, even if they don't use him all the time, I'm not saying you necessarily got to start him, but just there are moments in games where it's critical downs, critical moments in games where you just throw something a little different at the defense, and I think Trey Lance can provide that for you if you're willing to do it.
Ambar's going to get her old tired offense out there again this week. Get ready.
I'm
She's gonna lose
excited.
her mind.
I mean, I'm looking at the injury report and excited for their own blend. Full practice 2 days in a row, so we'll see what happens today. It's just trending the right direction, and that's something exciting to look forward to. And Cooks, he's the other one that I thought it was backwards, but right now it seems like maybe he might not play this weekend.
I'm really interested in seeing what happens when they get Bland back to full health and they get Jordan Lewis back. And
Was Diggs on the injury report?
Get Nealon back, huh?
Diggs was on the injury report yesterday.
Yes, Diggs was on. He's limited. He was limited.
He sure was.
You cannot get both these guys to play at the same time.
But I want to see if Zimmer has his full contingent of guys, what he can do with this defense, and that'll just be regardless of the outcome of the game. I just want to see what happens there because I had bigger hopes and dreams for this defense under Mike
Sunday
Zimmer.
night against Tampa, second to last game of the year.
Right, and then all of a sudden it's like
It's over
they
after-
are a great defense, right? For 2 games. But yeah, that'll be interesting. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, we got a little Yeti time with AG. Amber's got a game for us. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Don't put off getting your oil change, Dallas. Take 5 Oil Change, a proud partner of the Cowboys, is faster than you think. They're so fast, you don't even have to get out of your car. You can take advantage of Take 5's Stay in Your Car 10-minute oil change at any of their locations across the Dallas area. And remember, at Take 5, you stay in your car because they're faster than you think. That means you won't even have time to show off your best touchdown celebration. Take 5, the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys.
From the field to the festivities, Lucchese embodies the essence of luxury and tradition. Handcrafted with meticulous precision, each pair offers unmatched comfort and style. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at the Lucchese store at the Star in Frisco or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to the break.
AT&T, connecting changes everything.
Welcome back. It is the second segment of the Break Live from SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. It's time for a little Yeti time. Amber, what you got?
This segment is presented by Yeti. Officially licensed Yeti cowboy gear is now available at AT&T Stadium, Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. So for today's game, basically I'm just giving you a term, and you guys got to guess if it is a sports term or not.
Okay.
And if it is, what sport is it from? Okay.
Can we both just guess? I mean, together? Is it a together game or is it back and forth?
No, we can go back and forth.
Okay.
This is going to be a hard one. I'm not a big sports. I'm a big football fan, and I'm kind of a basketball fan.
I think there's.
But other than that, I don't really watch a lot of other sports.
Yeah, I think there's some things she's probably going to hit us with badminton, maybe.
So you'll
darts.
Chris says he'll help since we're not here.
If you want to play this, you got to come over here and sit in here. You're more than
Who's going to run this board in here?
Right. I was about to say,
I'm looking.
No, I am the
Well, you can
only
go back
one in
there
here.
before we
No.
go to break.
No,
right,
no,
we need a producer.
He cheated in one of our games that we did one time.
What?
Yes, he did. When he was back there.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't trust. He got Google back there.
Chris,
so do I.
They all
No, but I can stop you from
them.
I admire you for cheating in the game.
Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not
carry
trying.
on.
Okay. We'll start off. Penny Lane.
Is it a sports term?
Is it a sports
You
term
said
or
Penny
not?
Lane?
Penny Lane.
PENNY?
Yeah.
Man, it seems like that would be.
PENNY.
Could that be something in marbles?
I was thinking bowling, but it's
Penny,
just because I hear
Penny
Lane.
But Penny Lane was a song. Was that Beatles song?
Point for Brian.
Oh, okay. For what, marbles?
It's a Beatles song.
Beatles song.
Oh, it's not a sports term.
is not.
Okay, because I was thinking something, like with marbles,
Okay.
like you.
So, these are not all sports terms.
No.
No, you have to guess and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were saying, tell us a sport that they are.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
No, I said that if it
You
is a
said it right.
sports
I just
term,
didn't get it.
if
Yeah,
it
I
is a
didn't get it.
sports
Penny Lane.
term,
Yeah, Beatles.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
Beatles song.
yes.
Penny
Okay.
Lane
I don't know about Beatles.
and in my heart.
Okay.
I'm old enough to know that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Full court press.
That's a basketball term.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll give you both a point.
Dang, all right, beam.
Okay, drop shot.
Wait, drop shot? Mm-hmm. Isn't that hockey?
Drop shot. I'll say this, Ambar. You can fish with lures, and it's called drop shots. There's a way to do that. I'm going to say that is not a fishing term. Drop shots. Drop shots.
Hockey jumped to my mind. I don't know if that's right.
I'm going to say
it jumped to my mind.
What is it? What is it?
Tennis.
Tennis.
Oh, drop shot. You just kind of cut it.
Yep.
You cut it. You cut it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Damn.
Checkmate.
That's chess.
Chess.
Not a sport.
Not a sport.
But
Yeah.
yes, you guys both got that one.
Yeah.
I love chess.
Hat trick.
That's hockey.
Hockey, yeah.
3 goals.
Yes.
Did we all go to a hockey? We all went to a hockey game one time, didn't we?
we went to.
Did we sit up way,
We sat way up at the top.
And we drank.
But it was fun.
We drank way
fun.
too much
Going
beer.
to hockey games
It was a
are actually a
playoff
lot
game.
of fun. And I'm not a big hockey fan, but it's fun to go
Nick,
to those
I think
games.
Nick.
Like the
even,
fan experience is fun.
Yeah, it's
Nick
cool.
even organized that trip.
Yeah,
You took us all on .com. And I think me, Helmut got way too hammered up there. But the banners were like right up. We were
at the top.
Yeah.
We could turn around and touch the wall. Yeah, we were at the top.
Yeah.
Triple crown.
That's horse racing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or wait, Triple Crown could be tennis. Is that Triple Crown in tennis? Like the French Open, the
There's
Wimbledon.
4. There's 4.
There's
there.
4 for that. Okay, then that's more. It's horse racing.
That's called a Grand Slam, actually.
Grand Slam. There you go. My bad. There you go. Grand Slam.
Half pipe.
That's
skiing.
Surfing
I
or
thought that was
skiing.
skiing.
Half pipe could be snowboarding.
Snowboarding.
Or
Same
skateboarding.
thing, skiing,
I'll
snowboarding.
give you a point,
Yeah,
Derek.
same thing.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Mongolian chop.
Mongolian chop is like, okay, this sounds like wrestling. It's a wrestling, like he gave him the Mongolian chop. I think this is a professional
It
wrestling.
sounds like food to me, but I don't know.
But yeah, we're having Mongolian beef today at lunch from P.F. Chang's. Mongolian chop is a wrestling term.
Martial arts. Yeah.
Martial art. Okay.
I'll
That's
give it
fair.
to you.
Yeah,
I'll
you
give
get a
it
point
to you.
for that.
I'll give it to you.
I've heard like, oh, he got it with the Mongolian chop. You know, the guy gets knocked down.
That does sound like a WWE kind of term, doesn't it?
Rolling in the deep.
Song, Tina Turner. An Ike Turner review.
Big wheels keep on running, burning.
I'll give it to you there.
That's Proud Mary, though, isn't it?
No,
but it was
no,
Adele.
No. It was Adele.
I went with Adele.
Yes, Adele. What am I thinking about? You're right.
Adele
You're right.
rolling in the deep.
But I was thinking Proud Mary.
Yeah.
I was thinking Proud Mary.
Rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
Rolling,
That's exactly
rolling
right.
on the river.
All right.
Song,
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone it's actually a lyric. It's the Rolling Stone is a. Wait a minute. This sounds like something they might have done in Ireland. This might be something that they do.
An actual stone?
Yeah, like it's a sport. Like, oh, we're gonna roll the stone. They throw those telephone poles. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen that
Yes,
thing?
I've seen that. Yeah, I've
they
seen
have that thing
I know what you're
hurling.
saying. Yeah,
hurling. All the people in our overseas fans are losing
Rolling
their S on me
Stone,
right now.
Rolling Stone.
Like a Rolling Stone is a Bob Dylan song. Like a Rolling Stone, or the Rolling Stones.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Is it a sport or not?
Not.
Final answer.
Not.
Okay. It's a famous band.
Uh-huh.
The Rolling Stones.
Wait, Stones.
Yeah, the Stones. Yeah, Mick
I thought
Jagger.
you were saying I thought there was a distinction you're making between Rolling
No,
Stone
I thought
and Rolling Stones.
No, it's one together.
See,
no. I'm saying the S on the end
She
of
didn't
Stones.
put the S on
If
it.
you would have said Rolling Stones, I'd be like, okay, band, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought you were
good.
making a
That-
distinction.
yeah,
That was my point.
yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
That was good though.
Yeah.
Because I thought
That gives it away too easy.
the no S made me think of
But
something.
it's right. What do you mean?
Okay, moving on.
All right.
Space Jam.
It's a movie.
Yes. Okay, you
Michael
guys are
Jordan,
getting the
right?
hang of
Michael
this.
Jordan?
Well, they have had two. They had another one with LeBron.
LeBron, there you go.
Crossbar.
Crossbar, soccer, football.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Layup.
Basketball.
Sixth man.
Basketball.
Open mic.
Karaoke.
That's yeah.
Or
that's like comedy, or
comedy.
singing,
Yeah.
or
Yes.
Yeah.
Backstage pass.
concert.
It's concerts, yeah.
I'm trying to trick you guys.
These are pretty. Some of them are pretty common. You're not gonna trick us with those.
Ruck.
What?
Ruck.
Ruck. R-U-C-K.
I think this is it pronounced rook?
Maybe.
And I think it's pool. I think it's a pool, like the rook, or it might be cards.
R-U-C-K.
R-U-C-K. This is pool. Pool. Rook. The rook. I think. Remember when
No.
you
Chess.
No, there's
No.
not.
I thought this was the thing when you have a difficult shot and you bring it out and you have the brace. Isn't that called the rook or is that the bridge?
No, it's.
Derek using his computer right now.
Well, the only reason I am is because I thought I'd heard the term rucksack, but I don't know if it's the same thing as ruck. But I don't think it's a sport.
Rugby.
Okay. Is that like pick the dude up and like catch the ball kind of a thing?
Wait, pick the dude up?
Yeah, there's a
They
time,
pick each other up?
When they throw it in,
Yeah.
they sometimes hoist the guy up and they go elevation to get the
Instead of him jumping,
yeah,
they just
whoop,
pick him up.
They pick him up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I've heard. How about this one?
sport.
Term? Is this a sports term or not? Hooker.
Huh?
Hooker.
It has
He's
to
a
be
player.
a sports term because there's no way you're just throwing on here a hooker. So
It's a rugby term.
that's what he said.
Yeah, it
has to be a
It is?
sports term.
Hooker.
What does it mean? What is it?
It's like it's a position.
It's
Like
one
an
of the positions.
Yeah, you're a hooker. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Learn
bagger.
something every day.
Bagger.
B-A-G-G-E-R. Bagger.
B-A-G-G-E.
That's got to be. That's a sports term. That's something to do. Maybe it's something to do with golf.
That's what I was thinking. Kind of
Golf.
Bagger Vance.
Golf. Yeah.
Is that?
That's
what
a
that
good
comes
movie,
from?
by the way.
Yeah.
Bagger Vance is a good movie.
Anyway, go.
You didn't see it.
I did not.
Okay. Will Smith.
Tackle box.
Ah, come on there. That's a band. Everybody knows that Tackle Box is a band. Tackle boxes also could be fishing.
Yeah. I was about to say it's fishing.
Fishing.
It's actually a place where you put all your gear. Yeah.
Or where the tackle box, he's inside the tackle box.
Fly half.
Boy, this sounds like a move that you would do in skateboarding. He hit the fly half.
Right.
I'm going to say skateboarding. Fly half.
I'm going to say not a sport.
Both are wrong.
What?
This is from rugby.
Again.
You're killing us with rugby.
Yeah.
Fly half. That's probably.
That might be where you throw the guy in there.
No. I think a fly half sounds like a guy that's like on it. I bet you that's Turpin. Like a dude fly, go like a halfback that can go.
Yeah, like a position almost.
Yeah, I think that's probably Turpin. Fly half.
Okay.
Guy that can go.
Sounds good to me. Let's roll with it.
Yep.
Let's see. The fly half is often considered the playmaker of the team.
There you
and
go.
their primary role is to direct the attack and make the key decisions in both offense and defense.
So it's like the quarterback.
That's a quarterback.
Yeah.
Fly half.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, we're learning some things today.
Yeah, we are. I'm going to watch rugby.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how you pronounce this one.
Then why are you using
Deck. It's spelled D-E-K-E.
Deke.
Deke?
That's a move. That's a move.
hockey.
You deke. You deke him and he scores. That kind of thing. Hockey term.
Let's go with it.
Hockey.
Chris is a hockey guy, so I'm going to trust that.
Blackhawks.
It is
hockey. Blackhawks.
Stunt jump.
Stunt jump.
Is that like stunts when they're jumping over?
That's a cheerleading. Wait.
Cheerleading. Yes, cheerleading.
Cheerleading.
Yeah.
Stunt jump.
Yeah.
Cheerleading. Sport.
I'm sure there's a stunt jump term in cheerleading, but this was motocross.
Oh,
when they jump?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you put the back end out. Yeah.
Is that how it sounds?
I guess.
Never got that close.
If you go out to 18, we have it. It's very popular out there. Yeah.
Did you ever take Bennett when he was little?
No, I never did. He wanted to go to the monster trucks. That's another thing. You go to those things.
It's fun.
I just bought my first tickets for the first time ever. I'm excited.
Your son's going to love it.
Okay.
My kids loved it when we were little.
Make sure ear protection.
Yeah, for sure.
Ear protection
but
for
it's
sure
a lot of
for the
fun.
little ones. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It is
I remember the first time we went, both my kids were really excited. They had a good time with it.
Yeah,
So of course
excited. We got pit passes.
They were in
and
That's
everything.
awesome. Yeah.
They're like, they had a great time. They were in a box and they were eating chicken wings.
Not true. As a matter of fact, we're sitting at the very top again. Like literally, we were sitting at the top of it wasn't AT&T Stadium. It was AT&T Stadium.
Was it?
Yeah.
They have the monster truck things. Or if you ever walk by, if you're going to like the locker room, they have that room that at AT&T with all like the field turf and stuff like that, and they have but they have pieces of those monster trucks up there, like the sheet metal. They have like,
really?
It's
I've
kind of like
noticed
that. Every event that they've ever had there, they have like a piece of what they did, and so they have pieces of the monster truck. When you walk by, you can see like Bigfoot, side of the truck up there. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's a fun event.
Yeah.
Really
All right,
fun
well,
event.
thank you guys for playing. It was
Good
a
stuff.
random little game, but something to do.
We learned some stuff today. We learned lots of things. All right, we're going to take our final break. We will come back. I got some questions for you guys about the Washington versus Dallas matchup, and we'll see if we have a chance for a question or two from the fans. We'll be back. DallasCowboys.com radio.
If you can't be at the stadium, there's no better way to watch your Cowboys than on an LG OLED Evo TV. That's because everything you see is more lifelike. Every play, every hit. I mean, you might as well be on the sidelines. That's how clear it is. It's all thanks to LG's legendary technology. Perfect black, over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. No one comes close. LG OLED Evo is the best TV in the game for a reason. See for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag & Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag & Turf, the official Ag & Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
And we're going to overtime.
Erica, how much have I spent on concessions? For questions about their money, Dallas Cowboys fans can turn to Erica, the virtual financial assistant in the Bank of America mobile banking app. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/Erica by your side. Bank of America, official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Erica responses may vary. Digital tools featured require downloading the mobile banking app and may only be available on select mobile devices. Erica is a mobile feature only available in the English language. Your chat may be recorded and monitored for quality assurance. Message and data rates and additional terms may apply. Bank of America, N.A., member FDIC.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Back to the break.
This segment, that was the wrong segment.
Yeah, LG.
I was going with yeah.
LG. This is an LG. There you go.
OLED Evo is the best TV in the game, but don't take our word for it. Digital Trends said the LG OLED G4 has the best picture quality they've ever seen. See it for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
You know what? Yesterday, I had the opportunity to figure out how good. I had to change up some of my internet service. And I started to see how great my LG TV really is because I didn't have the kind of like bandwidth to really be able to see it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful TV.
I'll tell you what.
That is a when you get the bandwidth you need, like it is a beautiful TV.
I've taken 3 extra jobs just to buy more internet bandwidth.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I figured out that like because I do stuff with podcasts and stuff at home, and I don't want it to drop. There's nothing worse than doing a podcast and it drops or you freeze and all that.
Lagging.
And so I totally, I took 3 extra jobs just so I make sure that I have. Okay, what's the most powerful I can have at my house?
Yeah,
and I got it.
And by the way, there's so much you can I don't want to get too far into this talk, but there's so much that affects all that. Like if you're using a streaming service, which kind of streaming service are you using? What kind of box do you have? All that kind of stuff will factor into what your TV actually is going to look like, and are you getting out of it what it really was meant to do?
Very evident in the Netflix thing with the Tyson fight.
Yeah,
if you're kind of lagging, you kind of like my buddy's like, oh man, I can't see. I'm like watching everything.
You're like, I'm okay.
It's kind of like I'm there. I'm not having a problem at all. What's your deal?
Get your LG. All I'm gonna say is, it is a beautiful TV. You need to get it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into some thoughts, or actually some questions I have for you guys about the Washington-Dallas matchup. Let's start first on the Washington offense. What do you think is the scariest thing about this Washington offense?
It's got to be the quarterback, and is he getting healthy enough to run? That's the thing you worry about. The last several weeks, he hasn't really been healthy enough, and this team hasn't played as well. Offensively, he's had to throw the ball more. His passer rating went from, or the accuracy went from, and he's still deadly accurate, don't get me wrong, but he was like, 75 to 79%. Completion percentage, and now he's more like in the 59 to 60 range those last several weeks. I think a lot of it has they played better defenses, but he was banged up, and if he's getting healthy, then is he going to be more confident? He has to be looking at the tape and saying, Dallas is going to give me some opportunities to run the ball here. And will I be able to take those opportunities? Can I run out that right side? Can I gain 15, 16 yards and then get out of bounds or get down? By the way, this kid, he doesn't always know how to get down when he runs or get out of bounds. He will take some wicked hits. He took some wicked hits in college and he pops back up. But dealing with the side, the ribs, the problems that he's had, I don't know how willing he's going to be run. But hell, everybody that's played Dallas this year that's banged up has kind of figured it out. And the next thing you know, they look like all pro players. I worry about the quarterback running the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's the main target here because, like you said, his ability to run, and I think he will. I think he will find those moments where he will, despite the injury and all of that, I think he will find those moments where he sees the opportunity and go for it. Yeah. But that's the problem that we've seen in previous games with this Cowboys defense, where they do struggle with mobile quarterbacks. And that's something that you have to take into account. That in the running game, that we've talked about it nonstop here, and I think, yeah, that's a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for this defense.
Terry McLaurin going vertically too will be a problem for them as well. I mean, if they don't
the struggles with you're having with your
I mean to me it's it ends up being a long completion or pass interference, and it's a 40-yard play. You just because this quarterback is really accurate throwing the deep ball, and Terry McLaurin is really good at catching the deep ball. So that would be my worry right there with that offense. The quarterback, his ability to run and his ability to throw the deep ball. But Terry McLaurin, he's had some really off games against the Cowboys. Diggs and those guys have done a good job against him over the years. Just worry about the one time he finally has a quarterback and he lights you up a little bit.
What do you look at as far as the opposite side of that from the Cowboys standpoint? If there's an opportunity that you see going against this Commanders offense, what would it be?
I think the left tackle is clearly Brandon Coleman is a rookie from TCU. Him, Cornelius Lucas, they've kind of split time there at the left tackle spot. If I'm Mike Zimmer, I'm going to do everything in my power. Now, they've had some struggles too. Sam Cosmi, the University of Texas, the right guard, he's played at a very high level. There was a time where he wasn't, but he's playing much better.
Yeah, he is.
And so he's given up more pressures. Andrew Wiley, the right tackle, is giving up pressures. The weakest player, I believe, on this offensive line is like I said, the left tackle, Brandon Coleman. And what I would do would be I would take Micah Parsons and sell Coleman on the fact, rush him outside, and then hammer him on the inside. Kind of set him up, because he's a little bit like Steele in the fact that he's long, he's rangy, but he doesn't play inside power all that well. That's where you need to. If you can, get inside, quickest path to the quarterback, maybe not around Coleman, through Coleman to the inside. And Allegretti, the guard who plays next to him, you kind of cover him up, or maybe that's Osa. And now Osa's with inside rush with Allegretti. He's got him taken down, and now you've got this. You've got maybe this space where you take the guard inside, and then the tackle think he's having to go wide to deal with Parsons. Creates a little bit of a seam there. And that kid's just not strong enough right now to be able to stop you from doing that. I could see Micah Parsons getting home, or somebody on that right side, because it's hard to help but chip if you're inside rush. And if it's inside rush, Mike is strong enough to where he could just run over Brian Robinson or run over Austin Eckler. And Austin Eckler's had some problems with some blitz pickup stuff as well.
All right, let's talk about the other side of the ball. Washington's defense. What's the scariest thing about that defense?
I think that, to me, it's a couple of different things. They figured out now that their best way of creating pressure is to blitz. And you go and look at the metrics, you go and watch the tape. You watch the first few games, and you watch the sacks and how they were getting them. And it wasn't so much. It was more about the defensive line, the pressure. Nobody's blitzed more. Well, take that back. Lions have blitzed more, but that's the only other team that's blitzed more than what we've had here with the Commanders. They're one of the top blitzing teams now since week 5. And a lot of it has to do with Frankie Louvu. He's number 4. Him, Bobby Wagner, the two inside linebackers. And so what's happened is they figured out, and Dan Quinn and Joe Witt are using Frankie Louvu as like Micah Parsons. They're stand up, they rush him through the middle, they rush him on the outside. I mean, he's not a hand down guy like we see with Parsons, but they move him around, and he's got a really good feel for how to make himself small and get around blockers. It's going to be a problem too, I think, with Deron Payne, and especially if there's no Zach Martin starting at right guard. The power. Who over there can handle the Deron Payne power at the tackle spot? And so Frankie Louvu, Deron Payne, those are guys I think you're going to have to deal with on this front 7 with the Commanders.
All right.
Well, also I would mention to Fowler, he's another guy that he's gotten his amount of sacks. And with this offensive line that the Cowboys are working with right now, I mean, we got a glimpse of that last week. Yeah. So, there's going to be a lot of chances for these guys to get to the quarterback, get to Cooper Rush if they don't get creative. And he's a guy that I think there's always something to it when you're facing your previous team, that you play differently with a different kind of passion and aggressiveness. So I think I could see a game with him where he has a really great day against this Cowboys offensive line.
Where's the opportunity against this defense.
The secondary. I kind of feel like with Benjamin St. Juste, the left corner, and a little bit, they're struggling right now. Mike Standestill, he's the rookie corner from Michigan. Teams have had some success throwing the ball on these guys when you look at quarterback ratings and stuff like that, completion numbers, target numbers, all these things. They went out and got Marshawn Lattimore because of some of the struggles that they have. They know when they get into the playoffs, they're going to have to be better they're going to have to be better in the secondary. We'll see what happens with the nickel here. And when you get 11 personnel, they try and match you up. But they've had some problems with some completions. This team, though, if you could run the ball,
yeah,
I keep saying this, but if you run the ball, you can keep the Commanders' offense off the field. How committed will Dallas be to running the ball?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be, if all of a sudden it turns into okay, they win the toss, they elect to defer. Now the Commanders are up 7-0, and then you go out, say you go 3 and out. Commanders get the ball back, it's 10-0. Now it turns into okay, we're not going to run the ball anymore. How patient will Mike McCarthy be? Because that's, to me, anything to keep the Commanders' offense off the field. Their defense is the one that struggles. If the Commanders don't do well in the playoffs or win the division, it'll be because of their defense. It won't be because of their offense. They're capable of scoring a lot of points, but they're also capable of giving up a lot of points too by the way that they play.
I think this is going to be a key game for the tight ends where they can find opportunities to really try to shine. I mean, you talk about Spanfor and Luke Schoonmaker to what we saw last week. Again, the Cowboys trying to utilize them, and I think this is an opportunity for them to really get in sync with the quarterback and find those chances where they can get the ball, catch it, keep your eyes on that ball, but I can see this game with them having some success there. Yeah, no,
it's a great point because Jeremy Chin is a good player and Quan Martin is a good player too. But you go down the red zone, tight ends have scored 5 touchdowns in the red zone on the secondary. And that's where you're going to miss Ferguson, I believe. You get down there, but maybe I'm not fully trusting Spanford to catch the ball. I think it's a little bit of a 50-50 proposition. Schoonmaker, we've seen him run vertical routes up the seam into the end zone, and he should have caught that ball. Dak is thrown in and it's bounced. So I like what you're saying, AG. And if you had Ferguson, I'd feel even better about it. But
they'll have opportunities. They just need to catch the ball.
Exactly.
Get open.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get some picks for the game. What do you guys think is going to happen Sunday?
You got it, AG?
I don't know. I don't like this matchup, honestly. With all the struggles and all the injuries, and that's the main thing right now. It's the amount of injuries that the Cowboys are dealing with and trying to overcome. I feel it will be a competitive game, but at the end, the Commanders will find a way to win that. Like I mentioned earlier, when you're going up against your previous team, I think that just brings a different energy there. And they have so many guys. I forgot the amount, like 10. I don't even know how many there are there. But also Dan Quinn trying to prove. I don't think there was any beef with Quinn when he left the Cowboys. It was in good terms. But I think they will come out there and be very competitive. All the injuries that the Cowboys are dealing with at the moment just makes it very, very difficult.
Commanders 26, Dallas 13.
Interesting. Yeah, I actually like this matchup for Dallas because I think one thing that I've noticed since DeRon Bland has not been in there is the fact that every team seems to find whoever's opposite Trayvon Diggs and tries to take advantage of that matchup. And if that matchup isn't available to them, then I wonder how it pans out. And I think, as you talked about, Brian, there with their challenges at left tackle, I think if you get your cornerbacks back and you got your left tackle, now their left tackle now being under barrage of attack, then I think that matches up for Dallas's defense. Now, can the offense score? That's a whole different ballgame, right?
I base my selection every week on the Dallas offense.
Yeah.
I just don't think that they can score enough points.
And that may be fair.
This game might turn into a 20-13 game.
Yep.
Because it'll come down to, can Dallas get one more stop and can Cooper rush? the last two times, they just have not shown the ability to sustain drives and finish drives like they need to. Yeah. You get down there 4th and 2, you're in sprint right option, it's a no-go. You've had turnovers where you've driven the ball, then you have to kick field goals. I just kind of feel like it's the same thing. Every decision I've made about Dallas the last 4 weeks has based on Dallas's inability with Cooper Rush at quarterback to score enough points. It's not about the defense anymore. It's about really what goes on with that offense.
To me, it's going to come down to how committed is Dallas to the run. Yeah. If they run the ball 20-plus times, I think they win this
success,
game.
Yeah,
I think they win. Honestly, I think they run it 20-plus times.
I like what you're
regardless
saying.
of what the level of success is. That, to me, says you're committed to it. That's going to keep Washington's offense off the field and allows your defense, when they are on the field, to be able to make some hay. And I think it's ultimately going to come down to how committed are they to running the ball and being creative with running the ball. We'll see.
So what's your score?
Give me 13-10 Dallas.
13-10.
Give me 13.
Get me out of that game. That sounds like a boring game.
And then we got a 3-hour and 40-minute ride back home on the plane.
All right, and then we get to do it all again on Thursday.
And then we do it all again on Thursday. But we do it against a team that maybe Dallas is going to be favored. We'll see. All right, that's a wrap. We will be back on Monday. We'll tell you guys what went right and wrong for the Dallas Cowboys. Till then, for Bryan Broaddus and Ambar Garcia, I'm Derek Eagleton. This has been The Break, live on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!